Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you had a good weekend and have gotten some rest so you are ready to start another week of online learning. Before I begin with the lesson, I just want to remind you that you have a coach project due this Friday. You need to either build what your business would look like out of recycled materials like cereal boxes and other food boxes, or you can take your time and draw a neat, detailed picture and then use crayons or whatever you have to color it in by Friday. And again, you have till Friday to do that. So take a little bit of time each day, really put some effort into it, and show that how creative you can be. When you go into Seesaw, all you have to do is take video or pictures of your finished project and then record yourself explaining why you think your business would look that way, explain some of your design choices, explain what kind of business you have, what the name of your business is, whether you provide goods or services, and who you think your customers would be. This week, we are going to switch to science. So you're going to have to do the coach project as a little bit of extra each day. But we're going to start science on our fourth quarter magnet unit, where we're going to be learning about the needs of plants and animals and the different habitat zones in North Carolina. We will be using this resource, PebbleGo, a lot. Mrs. Roberts is going to be using it with MIT for science. Mrs. Pruitt's going to be using it for media, and then I'm going to be using it with my science lessons. The first thing you need to go do is either open up your browser and come to this address bar and type in www.pebblego.com, or next to the video, you'll see PebbleGo. You can just click on that and it'll take you right to it. Once you get to this screen, you need to find the green button over here that says sign in and click on it. This is the sign in page. The username is BMM and the password is school, SCHOOL. Again, the username is BMM and the password is school, SCHOOL. After both of those are in, click go, and you'll see the PebbleGo homepage. There are lots of different nonfiction books in this section. There are books on animals, there are books on science, there are biographies, there are books on social studies topics, and there are books on dinosaurs. For what we're going to be doing with media, science MIT, and our magnet unit, it's going to be with animals. So we are going to click right here underneath the lion where it says animals. Now, there are lots of different books in the animal section. We are going to be focused on amphibians, birds, fish, insects and spiders, invertebrates, mammals, and reptiles. We have some of each of those animals in North Carolina. I am going to start by clicking on mammals, and I can see there are lots of different mammals. What I already can tell, though, is that I see desert animals on here, but North Carolina doesn't have any deserts, so I'm not going to read those animals right now. I also see polar animals with the picture of the walrus. I'm not going to click on that either because North Carolina isn't a polar habitat. And then I see primates. Primates are monkeys and apes. We don't have those naturally in North Carolina, so I'm not going to click on those for what we'll be doing with Mrs. Roberts, Miss Pruitt, or Mr. Warholic. All the other ones we do have. I want to go into whales and other mammals because we do have an ocean habitat in North Carolina, and I want to learn about some of these animals. And again, I can look at all the different animals and see which ones I think I might find in North Carolina and that I would be interested in. I am going to have a link that you can click on that tells you some of the animals that you could look at in each section that are related to North Carolina. I'm going to click on dolphins because I think dolphins are just really neat animals. And when I was in the Outer Banks in February, I got to see a whole pod of them swimming offshore. All right, so this is again a nonfiction book, and there are definitely some text features in here. I see the title right at the top. Right here, I see a bunch of different headings: body, habitat, food, life cycle, fun facts. Those are the pages of this book. And to switch pages, you just click on the heading and it'll turn the pages for you. Each of the pages has a real illustration of the animal that you're reading about, so you can use the power of observation, use your eyes to really look at and notice your animal. I'm going to go back to the body page, and you're going to notice on most pages there are some bolded text. Those are words that the author really needs you to understand so you can understand the rest of the text. So before you click the yellow button to hear the story, you should click on each of the red words and play the glossary definition. All right, so flukes are just the end of the dolphin's tail, the part that does this to make it move, make it swim. All right, after I've clicked all three of these, then I can click on the yellow button to hear that read that page. I can listen to it as many times as I want before going on to the next page. At the bottom, you're going to see where it says article right here. That's gives you the option of printing out this book. This next one with the pencil is an activity. You can print out a page that asks some questions to help you show that you understand the book. Over here in the corner where it says media, there are three important things that most of the books on animals are going to have. The first one is a video. So I can click on that and it'll show me a picture of each animal in its habitat. Here I can see some dolphins swimming in the ocean and playing with each other. All right. Then most animals communicate some way with each other. And if they do, Pebble Go is really good about having a recording of them communicating. So let's take a listen to how dolphins sound when they're communicating with each other. Now, not every animal does, so if you don't see that there, don't worry about it. Maybe your animal just doesn't have any sound that they make to communicate. The last one is the globe, and that's the range. That tells you where the animal lives. So anywhere in purple is where the animal lives, and you can see dolphins live pretty much all over the world. So as you're trying to decide if your animal lives in North Carolina or not, you can click on the range map. Right here in North America is where North Carolina is located. North Carolina is right here about where my cursor is. So if you see this area in purple, you know that your animal lives in that area, and that's a good animal for you to be looking at. All right, I'm going to click back here. One of the other things I want to say, if you start reading about an animal and you decide, I'm not really interested in this animal after all, that's okay. You do not have to listen to the home book. You can go back up to the top here where you see that paw and the orange circle and click on it, and it takes you right back to all of the animal books. All right, I'm going to go back into mammals. I'm going to go back into all whales and other water animals. And I'm going to go back into the dolphin book. I'm going to go through and listen to all of these books. And then if I decide I'm this book, because I want to know more about dolphins, for your pebble or for your seesaw activity, you need to just get any piece of paper that you want. You're going to make a list of 5 animals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that you are interested in learning more about. They have to be an animal that you can find in North Carolina, and it should be an animal that you're interested in. And you're just going to create a list. So here's my list. The first animal that I looked at when I did this were black bears. So I wrote black bear, and then I drew a picture of a bear. You're going to notice it doesn't look exactly like a bear, and that's okay. But it's bear-ish. That's all we're asking for. The second animal that I decided I wanted to learn about were cardinals. And I really wanted to learn about cardinals because since I've been home working in my yard so much, I've noticed that I have a male and female cardinal who are building a nest in my house, which means, or around my house, which means I will probably have baby cardinals soon. And so I kind of wanted to learn some more about them. There you can see my dolphin. And again, I just drew the best I can. Kind of looks like a dolphin, but not exactly, and that's okay. The fourth animal from North Carolina that I was interested in were sea turtles. I think they are really cool animals, and I would love to be able to see one on a beach someday. And then the last animal were snakes. I do not like snakes, and I have been working in my yard a lot, so I've had to keep my eyes peeled for a copperhead. And I figured, well, maybe if I do a little bit of reading about snakes, I won't be so scared of them after I know more about them. That's it. 5 animals, 5 quick sketches of what they look like. Snap a picture of it, upload it into Seesaw. The only thing you have to do is add some video of yourself telling your teacher which of these animals you are the most interested in learning about, because that's what we're going to be using for our coach project this quarter. We're going to be doing some things where we learn about the animal from North Carolina that we are the most interested about. You have to choose 5. I want you to look around and take some time to really explore the animals in this resource, but then we want to hear what is the most interesting animal to you from that list. If you have any questions about this activity or your coach project for the economy unit, you are free to drop into my office hours from 1 to 1:45 today, or you can drop into your teacher's office hours and ask them that question. Have a great day. Take some time to really dig into your learning today. Again, we are so proud of how brave you've been through all of this, how determined you've been through all of this, and how much persistence you have. Until tomorrow, see you, love you, bye.